Today, what makes a movie a classic? What classic movies exist that everyone needs to see?
I'm excited for this topic.
Ayo Goombas.
Hi, how are you? I was trying to think of what qualifies as like a classic movie besides from it's enjoyable and that I like it. And oddly enough, I think like it's got to be old. It really needs to stand up to the test of time. 1975, Steven Spielberg's Jaws.
That is a classic.
That is a classic movie. We had like the 25th anniversary VCR edition, and I'm a behind the scenes snob. Sometimes that's almost more enjoyable to me than the actual movie.
The head where he's diving down, you like know there's gonna be a jump scare, and he opens up the door of the cabinet, and the guy's like white head just pops out, down.
Oh, and the fish is like swimming out of his eye.
Yeah, good classic movie has to have a period of time that it does show if it holds up the test of time. And I think Jaws definitely falls in that category.
What else is funny about that scene? They're drunk when they go do that. The very before scene is that Hooper brings up 2 things of wine, and he literally drinks like a whole thing of wine like this big. And then they're like, you know what we should do? Go check out the wreckage at night.
It's not a movie I've seen really recently, so that has enticed me to go back. It's probably the second, main criteria. Really a movie that you can go back and enjoy a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth time.
Don't quote me on this, but I feel like I read somewhere that Jaws was the first movie ever to make $100 million. I think.
Titanic. I guess it's
I have a child. I'm not going to be able to take it. I'm sorry. Keep going.
It held the record for top grossing movie for a long, long time. Perhaps making a lot of money makes you a classic movie. Also, another great, it was a movie that created controversy. The whole, would Leo fit on the door, the driftwood that they're on, or would it not? People still argue that.
Oh, dude, the internet has taken that, by storm, that joke. Yeah. And he could have, 100%.
Life Beyond the Movie might also make a classic movie. Do I have a classic movie in my brain?
Yeah, what else are you thinking of?
I did not have any time to prepare for this episode aside from setting the camera.
Well, I got another one.
Skip, where's my Uno card?
Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford. And I know I've talked about Jeremiah Johnson on the show before. I constantly watched that movie with my father growing up. He watched it with his dad too. Cool tidbit about classic movies is that they can be passed down from generation to generation. And also the song that plays in the opening, basically it says, the way that you wander is the way that you choose, the day that you tarry is the day that you lose. And I kind of, as an adult, I just think about that all the time, and it really bothers me. It's just a movie and it's made up and stuff, but I never thought a movie or any type of cinema or book could really get that rise out of me growing up. I was like, oh, it's just a movie. But it's something that I hold near and dear to my heart, which is really weird to say, but it's true.
A classic movie tends to hit the trend right at conception. It's like the lightning rod of an era. It comes in, it's the first to do something either first or really, really well. And so it sets the bar for the next decade of films. I'm not sure if this movie does that, but in the category of a movie I think everyone should see is The Shining. Kubrick, definitely, you did some shady stuff, man. You definitely, you didn't, no. But that movie is creepy.
Or even just the whole moments that stick out in cinema history, that here's Johnny, things like that is
the quotes.
They'll stick with you forever.
A classic movie has to have a classic one-liner.
John Carpenter's Halloween. For whatever reason, my dad, love him to death, he has different ringtones for each of our family. And my brother's ringtone is the ding 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 ding. Every time I hear that theme, it makes my heart race and my skin crawl. I'm an adult, I'm not afraid to go watch that movie, but just the song alone indoctrinates you with that fear and anticipation that movie has.
Looking at a movie like The Shining, Halloween, Titanic, a classic movie spikes some kind of emotion. There's this emotion attached to it, and you're like, oh, this movie makes me feel things.
But I guess, isn't that, I guess the argument can be made, isn't that the point?
It definitely is the point. I don't mean it has to make you, make feel feels, but terror is also a feeling.
Yes, it is.
Here's another great criteria, okay? If you get heat for not having seen a movie, oh man, this movie was on. Oh, I've never seen that. What?
Yeah.
Dude,
You're just kind of like, he starts talking like a disappointed stoner, like, oh, come on, man. You haven't seen that? That's no way, dude.
Going through film school, that was like, you're a film major and you haven't seen this movie? Okay, I'm 20 at the time, and there are thousands of movies, so you can step off.
Yeah, I remember one film class that I took. Somebody was super angry that I brought up Sopranos, and they were like insulted that I was saying that I personally felt Sopranos is a more iconic series than X-Files, and the kid just wasn't having it. He was like, oh, I disagree. Frankly, you're off your base here, and if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot. Don't be that guy.
They're so different.
And then like why the hatred? Classic movies pull in-depth response from the individual watching.
It's a very complicated emotional reaction to the film. Thank you as always for tuning into Peanut Gallery. A special thank you to Kirsten for giving us this suggestion of a topic. In the comments below, let us know what you think is the pinnacle of a classic movie, what makes it a classic movie, and what classic movies will you always go back and watch.
I'll see you around. Bring it around town.
Excuse me. On that note...